by introducing you to Kirsty. Kirsty is a trusted holistic practitioner. She specializes in meditation, Reiki, and intuitive soul coaching. From a very young age, Kirsty was drawn to meditation and all things spiritual. Later on in life, after going through a few traumatic events, Kirsty stepped back into meditation to heal wounds, develop a beautiful relationship with herself, and find a little calm within the crazy. Now she teaches and holds space for women to do the same. Kirsty holds meditation classes at Soft Yoga, does one-on-one treatments and meditation coaching. Experiencing a class with Kirsty will encourage you to slow down, flow with the universe, and embrace a sense of calm. The energy that you feel by having an experience with her is anchored around love, kindness, and gratitude. Well, welcome and thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you. I've been so excited to jump on and have a chat with you. I guess since we first met as well, I've always loved, chatting to you about all things amazing self-love, anything to help us as women be better in ourselves and love ourselves a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. So I was trying to remember, because I always start by saying how I met you, but it was actually through Instagram.
It was.
So I found you on Instagram. I'd been following you for a while, and I think I reached out to you via social media.
Yeah, by social. Isn't it amazing how many friendships I have now, or how many we've created through Instagram? Because you were having an event, and I think you reached out, and then I thought, like, this looks amazing, and I went along, and the rest is history.
And then you came to one of the Women's Health sessions as a speaker. And you got to share what you do with women face to face. There's a lot of women that couldn't come to that, so I was really hoping that they could be able to see you like this from the comfort of their own home. So so thanks. And I'm going to have to start with my favorite question. What is your favorite food?
I was thinking about
I think you've just frozen there.
I love like fruit salad and granola.
I think you just froze for a bit. I don't know if it's your end or my end.
Is it back?
Yeah, it's back. So can you say that again? Because it just...
Sorry, yes.
I'm not sure if it's my end.
I've got mine over here as well, so I'll have a look if it freezes again.
Yeah.
My favorite food is pizza. Like, hands down, I love pizza. That's been my absolute go-to. But then I can't go past a granola and fruit salad. So that's why when you posted that the other day, I was like, I need to get this recipe.
It's funny how the bowls of food, especially I think mid-morning, if I post mid-morning, people are always messaging me like, what's in it? Tell me what's in it, quick. Yeah, I know. I think that I don't know, that the granola is quite like a comfort food, isn't it? And fruit is nice and sweet and easy to eat.
They go together so well.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm terrible if I make my own muesli or granola. I'll just snack on it. Like, it's not just a breakfast for me. It's like breakfast. It's a snack. It's an afternoon. It's dessert. Yeah,
totally get it. Yeah, I've got to be careful with it because I really love it. I used to make my own, but I must admit I've been slack for a while and been buying the Farmer Joe one because I really like that one. So I want to ask you a little bit about you. Why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you. So as I mentioned, I think I did my first meditation when I was about 13, and I got completely taken away to another place in my mind, and it was just so beautiful. But for the age I was just like, oh, that was cool. Explored meditation. I've always been very attracted to spirituality. When I was 12 and 13, I never had pictures of boy bands on my walls or anything like that. There was fairies and goblins and mystical forests and dream catchers hanging from the roof. So and candles as far as the eyes can see. It was always there in my life, and just felt very naturally drawn to it. Like I just never questioned anything different. Then in my 20s, you go through what you do in your 20s, you party, you find yourself, you lose yourself, you get your heart broken, everything that you go through. And in that, I was still a bit on the spiritual path, and I ended up doing my Reiki practitioner 1 and 2 back in 2011. And then it got shelved again, going through different relationships, and I found my spirituality, or what people like to call it their woo-woo or something. I just call it my truth, like, because it's who I am. And then I kept moving forward with that and exploring until 2015. I went through an absolute horrific year where my dad passed away, my partner's dad passed away, and my partner and I have 6 months moving forward with that and keep going.
Yeah, so sorry. I always tell people not to do that, and I just did that. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to like reply to comments and listen to it at the same time. I'm sorry.
So back in 2015, my dad passed away, my partner's dad passed away, and my partner and I, about 6.5 years, we separated. So I completely lost myself. No self-love, no path. I remember just sitting in my unit crying, like going, what the hell is my life? And I then threw myself back into meditation, and then also back into Reiki, and doing it mainly to heal and grow the relationship with myself. Like it was that kind of one anchor that made me have to stop and look within, and I had to really connect with myself. And it has simply just started for like 5-10 minutes every morning, sitting there in my lounge room with my rug around me, holding my rose quartz, just repeating the mantra, I am loved. And it was so simple, but between that, then exploring back the Reiki as well, and having Reiki be like the universal energy healing, it just kind of started evolving to heal and grow myself, to then be then a qualified meditation teacher, and now put all of my modalities together to be out there helping others as well, because we all go through crazy life. Like life happens. Like we went through COVID last year. We go through loss. Yeah. We go through grief. We go through everything, and like life happens. And how do we then holistically turn to something to help with our healing and growing our body, mind, soul, and emotion? So for me, I think it was my journey took me to here. And now I'm so grateful and blessed to be actually serving and helping others.
Yeah. Wow. It's funny how something happens to you, and the next thing you're having to, or wanting to, change parts of yourself, change, you know, what you're doing, because you've had this kind of, I don't know, realization that you need to do something else to support where you're at. And then it ends up being your line of work. Like it turns into your career, because you have such amazing experiences with it that it turns into something that you get very passionate about it, and you want everybody else to have an amazing experience with it as well. I mean, that's how I can sort of, I guess, relate, you know, myself with my own experiences. So
yeah, a famous saying I heard so I threw myself into my coaching course. So I'm a qualified health and wellness coach as well. And it was to help and understand myself first. It was doing all this stuff for me. And a famous saying was, we teach what we need to learn.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just so true. Like to all the like holistic practitioners, anyone who I talk to, like we teach what we need to learn, because we're out there doing it, and we also need to learn it. And the more that happens, you know, it shows up for you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Right. And then we get so good at it, because that is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. And what we're supposed to be learning, and then practicing. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting how that works, isn't it, as well? I think when you do speak to a lot of people in the holistic world, they've had some sort of experience that made them feel like they came all the way down to come all the way back up, and sort of create I mean, you're still the same person, but it's like you peel off your layers and you become more of who you're actually supposed to be, because you weren't really in alignment with who you were supposed to be.
100%. I feel like 2015, I took off the first mask or layer, and since then I have just been continually taking them off to actually be who I've always been. And it's like, you know, that inner person, that child who I was when I was like 7, 8, 9, when I knew I was so attracted to all of this life and world, but I then put 1,000,001 layers on it, trying to be this for someone else, trying to, yeah, we try in our 20s normally like try and be skinnier, happier, all of these things for other people, when we actually just stop and go back to our authentic core of who that is. We peel back all the layers, and for the first time, when you can actually go, I am really me.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? It's like things happen and you wonder whether they happen because because you need to be on the right path. Like, why did this happen? And at the time it just feels so hard. And then, yeah, you get to that point where you sort of realize that this is because I'm supposed to be heading in this direction and my path is actually here and I'm supposed to be serving people in a different way than I have before. Yeah.
I
So,
always think I just wanted to help people. I had no idea what it looked like. So I looked at psychology and then I was like, not going to uni for 6 years. Um, like at 18, when they ask you, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to help people. And I've always said that. And I just never knew how or what it would look like. And yeah, I think you just constantly learn and grow with everything that gets thrown your way. And I feel, yeah, like so happy now to have molded what I've molded. And it's only just, growing and getting out there.
yeah, I think you have to kind of know who you are before you know what you want to do, right? Because, I mean, my oldest two going through high school, I mean, they were getting asked in year 9 they were subjects to choose that was going to be their career. I mean, they're like 14, 15 years old, but having to figure out, and we can get to 30 and 40 and we're still trying to figure out, like, not 100%, but we're still working out who we are as well. So it's a hard one. And you do see so many people that kind of change but still don't find it. And I think that when you come from a place of your own personal experience, and then that's where you sort of go down that path, you just have such a better I don't know, understanding of what you're you're sharing with people in just such a beautiful way. So tell me a bit more about Reiki. So I've had Reiki once, and it was a long time ago. So I don't really 100% understand it. And I'm sure there's some women in our group that would love to hear more about it. So yeah, tell us a bit about it.
Reiki is universal energy healing. So you can have Reiki done. So you can go see a practitioner, like clients come and see me. And I, back in 2011, was attuned to Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. So it's like an attunement of energy for me, so I can practice as a Reiki practitioner. When you actually have the Reiki done, the best way I describe it is, as we are all energy particles, so the science behind it, we are all energy, different particle beings. And sometimes we hold on to stagnant energy in our body, and it may come up by the way of a neck ache, or there might be a pain, a dull, or we're just feeling really heavy and sluggish. Reiki works by actually helping us attune that with universal energy. So it's like an internal massage for your body, mind, soul, like what you can't actually see, but what you can feel. And it works on from starting from your head down to your body, and you're through the energy of your palms of your hands. So it just places on different parts of the body as you work your way down. For most people, it feels like heat. That's probably the most common thing that people say they feel. Yeah. Like my hands are not on fire, but burning really heat, and you can feel that. But then the actual Reiki treatment itself is always very different for everybody. Reiki shows up for what you need it. Like, even if you were to come and see me and have 3 treatments, all 3 treatments would be slightly different. So it's it takes into you where you're at, what you are needing. But it works on, I find the easiest way is like balancing and flushing out and restoring your energy to have it really, really balanced. So a lot of the common is, I feel lighter, I feel softer, I feel clearer. I don't feel as heavy, I feel calm. So that's the kind of common thread of how you would feel after. Sometimes it's tears, because it's also a release of energy if you're holding on to something. Sometimes people can help like shift different things they're holding on to mentally, and they can be like, I can think now, or it's very different for everyone. And I always say it's because we're all very different, and it will show up for how you need it to show up for you and help and guide you that way.
Yeah, right. It's pretty full on.
I think it's absolutely, it's just so beautiful. And I've had a lot of people come and see me that have never had it before. And I'm like, no expectations. If you can just lay down and relax for the next half an hour, however long your treatment, and you're going to feel calm and relaxed by the end of it. And if that's all you do, this is your time for you. Like, it's your self-care. You don't have to be anywhere or do anything. And I know there's always going to be more from that, but if you put too much expectation on it, it's just you're putting boundaries. And then, because I can't exactly say how it's going to show up for this person, because we're all different with our energy.
So but it's basically like a clearing and a cleansing of
Yep.
of your body and your mind.
Yeah, of your universal energy.
And so does
So
stuff come up? Does stuff come like out, like things that you were like, maybe emotions or feelings or pain or something like that? Does that come out?
Tears have come out a lot. Well, not a lot. The tears can come out because sometimes we just hold on to things, and it's human nature just to keep pushing it down.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to create the space to either cry it out or just shift the energy. And why we hold on to things is because we go, and everyone's busy. Like, if you ask anyone, how are you? Yeah, I'm busy. We're too busy just to stop and create the space to deal and process with what we've either gone through or holding on to. So one of my big, like, spaces that I create, I'm trying to think of the right word, is creating a safe space to feel and be that. And like, there is no expectations of, like, if you have a cry, it's fine. If you don't have a cry, it's fine. It's the feeling that I want my my customers to feel. Like, to me, it's an experience. And that's why I've got like the couple of packages, because I've had just Reiki done before, which is amazing. But for me, I've tailored some real beautiful experience packages that is Reiki, and I blend meditation into it, or crystal healing, or sound healing with this crystal bowls, because I want them to walk away with an experience, not just walk in, lie on the bench, catch you later, bye. Like, it's a whole creating a beautiful self-care space for you.
Yeah, right. Oh, I like the sound of that. So tell me a bit more about the meditation and then how that kind of works in with it. Yeah. Because I know that I know that you do quite a bit of meditation as well, and you do meditation classes, and I love going to meditation. I think you need to have it like an appointment, and it's something that you just do on a regular basis. And whenever I do it, I love it. And I'm not talking about the 5-minute meditation every morning. I can do that, no problem. And I do that every morning. I'm talking about where someone else is sort of getting you in that whole head space and body space, and you just,
So meditation is, when I learned meditation, I just knew I loved it. Like, I loved the feeling of it. To me, it was like, it felt great.
Yeah.
But then I learned the science behind it. And so with meditation, when you're teaching someone, if they just sit there and they just close their eyes and their mind's going crazy, and I'm like, oh, I know I should be not thinking, but am I thinking? Am I relaxing? There's a little bit before actually go into the meditation, which is the breathing and relaxing your body to activate the parasympathetic nerve. So you're actually back into homeostasis, and your body is open to receiving. So with Reiki, I found sometimes people were coming and just going on the table, and it wasn't actually amplifying it, I feel, to where I could get them to.
Okay.
So how I've blended meditation into it is I start them with a mini meditation, just to really slow down their body and mind and connect them to the present moment. We work on relaxing their body so they are in a complete calm state. They're open to receive, their body is open, and they're in that real calm state of mind and relaxation. To then have the Reiki done, they're just completely open. And then at the end, we finished either with a meditation, and then sometimes I have a sound healing, like I do the bowls as well. But I found all of the modalities blended together just is a beautiful, beautiful treatment for body, mind, soul, and emotions. And that's where we have to go into. If we just go to the body, things come up in the mind. If we just go to the mind, they might come up in the body or emotions. Wow. So it's trying to tap into each one of those to have a beautiful holistic treatment that we tap into each one.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the sound of that, because I think we can show up and not really let go, I guess, as well. And so they can probably be lying there, but not really 100% present. So you're getting them into that state. And then, yeah, okay, that's, yeah, I like the sound of that. I mean, you think about it when you go and see like a chiropractor, you would get a massage a lot of the times before, so that when you get adjusted, your adjustment holds, because we're walking around like the tight little balls of stress. And so, yeah, to be able to have that, I guess, start to let go, release and allow. And then when they are lying down, I guess you're going to be able to get that better experience and be in that deeper level, like you said. Yeah.
And that's what I want, is that they're showing up for a reason. Something has aligned in them or attracted them to me to show up. So for me, I want to offer the best possible experience. And that's then going, I need to offer more. I can't just have someone come in for just this, because I feel I can give so much more and help them. And even if people are like, oh, I don't know how to meditate, I'm like, it's fine. Just look at it as a relaxation. And it's amazing how much we say we can't do something until the right space is created and the right exposure for instructions is there for you. And you're like, oh, okay, all right, it's easy now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I find that with meditation, like I can do my meditations on my own quite easily, but to do anything that's long and deep and really transformational, I have to go to like a session to really get that experience. And it's funny because every time I go, I always walk out of there going, that was amazing. Why do I not do this more regularly? It's like you've got to fit it in like an appointment and book it, so that for yourself, for your mind and your body. How do you look after yourself when you're doing that for people? Is that I guess, what are your experiences as the practitioner providing that service? How does that work for you?
There's a few that I have to make sure that I do. And one of them is my own personal self-care. And I have been very bad at this at times. But for me, it's monthly. I either get a Reiki massage, I get something that I create space for me. And that's just solely and selfishly to fill up my self-care cup.
Yeah.
Every one of my treatments as well, I always have black tourmaline in the treatment energy space with me. And that's really a protection of energy and negative. So that was actually told to me by a holistic practitioner and a Reiki practitioner. So they're like, that's one of the best things we can do to help protect our energy.
Yeah.
I also go into a meditative state before I see a client and kind of white light bubble myself. So I protect myself in a way. And when we do the treatment, I'm not taking on the energy. The energy is coming through me to them. So when I was practicing to begin with, it's a very hard mind shift because you're there getting the energy, and sometimes it's like you do take it on, but it's consciously, and it's come practice and also having some good guidance with this, that you do not take the energy on. You are taking the energy through, but having the white light healing, having that to disconnect, always disconnecting at the end, like cutting the cord kind of the energy.
Yeah.
I'm in such a better place of doing that now that I do a whole day treatments. Like on a Saturday, I'll have like 3 or 4 clients and I'll be energized, but I'll be making sure after that, I'm like, okay, I'm energized, I'm good, but I need to now self-care and switch off. And meditation for me is another like amazing way of like getting my energy back.
Yeah. I love all that. It took me a long time to learn that myself.
We fail so much and then we're like,
yeah,
what's not working?
Well, you show up so much better for your clients when you are looking after yourself and when you're knowing how to protect yourself as well, because people don't know what they're giving off as well, or what state they're in. I mean, I can have a client that's really upset. They don't really understand how upset they are until they get in there and they sit down and like, whoa, So I think that it's important that we do that self-care for ourselves, so that we're always showing up as so what's the difference between kinesiology and Reiki then? Because I feel like I thought kinesiology was quite similar. or is it
I
not?
think I don't know, to be honest. I don't know a lot about kinesiology, like, so I wouldn't want to wrongly comment.
Yeah.
But I think kinesiology works on, like, they'll hold pressure points and they work on muscle, I think.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of people that I know that do kinesiology, so if they see this, I do apologise.
No,
But
you don't have to say you don't want.
yeah, it is
It
similar to
sounds
that though.
Yeah.
I haven't had one done, but I'd really like to get one done
Mm.
just to see the difference. And also then if someone does come to me and it doesn't align, I'm always so happy to go, I feel like maybe you should try this, or have you tried this? Because if Reiki is for you, amazing. But if it's not, give it a try. And I'm always up for, like, helping and showing the direction of someone else that can help them.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. I think that I know that I met someone not too long ago, and they studied Reiki, and then did a bit of it for probably a few months, and then found that they couldn't handle it because it was so intense. So maybe they weren't doing that sort of protection work for themselves around it, because it is so much, I guess, that you're doing for that person on a physical energy level. Yeah.
It took me a while to really get it, and I think it was in my head a bit when I started off of, oh my gosh, this is all they did. But I think it's education, guidance, and having people help you go, okay, this is what you have to do, and trialing something, because something may really work for someone else that might not work for another practitioner.
Yeah.
And again, we are all energy particles. We're different energy particles. So what 100% works for me, I will offer that to another Reiki practitioner, but they may do something different. But if they are feeling like they're getting drained, I would say they would need help to figure out how to cut the energy, protect their energy, and top them up, because they shouldn't be taking it on.
Yeah, especially because I was thinking about it when you were saying how the energy goes, through you. So yeah, I guess that's more that you're not sort of taking stuff in. It's I'm gonna have to book in and have an experience with you, and then I can talk about it. I feel like I've got a list of things that I need to do, and I've got to actually just do them instead of saying about it, because there's so many great people in this community to provide all these great services, and we need to know what would suit us. And I guess trying different things out is definitely the way to go, and having that experience. I've gone and seen a lady a few times in the past for energy clearing, and they were like a couple of hour sessions, and afterwards I couldn't believe how good I felt, just how much less chatter I had. So I'm thinking that, and it's hard to get in with her, so I'm thinking Reiki maybe, it sounds like it's got quite similar, and then I would have that, because all I remember is that I didn't need to think for the rest of, like, for about 2 days after. Like, I was just like,
flow state. It's like a floating. I remember I had one done just 2 weeks ago, and I was just like in this aura of flow.
Yeah.
I was just like, it was, because I hadn't had one done for a while, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is the best drug out there.
Yeah. We need more of that. And I think that everyone's always just gets so busy, and so I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and forget to, like, actually do the stuff that means that you're looking after yourself, and not, and that I think we get caught up in that. Looking after ourselves can mean like going getting our nails done and that, but it can actually mean a walk on the beach, or Reiki, or meditation. And
a lot of clients that do come to me, a common thread, and it's because everyone's common thread is self-care. What does it look like? And one of the tips that I have started, and I've only started this year and I'm now sharing it, is in my phone. My phone's in front of me. I've got in my notes section a self-love menu. And in that self-love menu, I have a list of about 5 or 6 things that all fill up my self-care cup. Some of them take 5 minutes, some of them take an hour. And each Sunday I have to book one thing in for the following week. So it's kind of like booking in a date with yourself, because we book everything else in. Why wouldn't we book in a date with ourselves? And even if it's 5 minutes, it's still better than not doing it, because we'll get on and get busy and will get put to the bottom of our list.
Yeah.
But if it's just scheduled in, and like you said, a walk on the beach, that costs no money. It could be 20 minutes, or it could be getting a Reiki, or it could be getting a massage. But it's just one thing, and that commitment to ourselves to make it a non-negotiable, and stop putting the expectations that it has to be worth $50 to or $200, and it's got to be an hour or two. It can be 5 minutes if that week all you have is 5 minutes, because then the following week you're going to do something else. And it's just that kind of filling up your cup, filling up your, like, you got to fill up fuel in the car, so you got to fill up your own cup and just constantly keep putting emotional pennies in the piggy bank.
Yeah, so true. We might have to post in that one. I really like that, just to be able to do that 5 your list. So I have something similar. I teach clients. It's more like I call it tools, but I like the Sunday idea. That's a good one. Sunday self-care. And I think on Sundays is probably the only day we allow ourselves that, time to think and breathe and, process everything that's been going on. So I like that. I was going to ask you a question. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, just pop them in the comments, because we're happy to answer them, and Kirsty can help with any questions that you have on Reiki or meditation or anything about her and anything like that. So hit us up with a question. We don't mind. Just checking that that I can see it. If any questions come up, I'll let you know. Can you tell me about, and I don't want to know anyone's names, but can you tell me about a huge experience that somebody had with you that was really like mind-blowing?
So you were saying that, and I was like, the first one that popped to mind. So a lady had come to see me, and she had recently had some issues with her ovaries, and there was some work going on, that she was doing some work. And when I do the Reiki, I have points that I'll go for the body. Like, I'll start at the crown, at the side, like there's different points that I'll work through, but I will also then intuitively, I'll go where I need to go. And I did spend a lot of time around her stomach. As women, we hold on to stress around the stomach. And I was doing a lot of work around the area. And at one of the points, like, I literally could see her body get kind of pulled up. And then she had the biggest, like, and then when she came out, she had the biggest cry. And she said, I could feel you there without you even being there. Like, I just felt something got released. And she then just had the biggest cry. And she's like, I needed to do this. She goes, I can't explain it. It was her first time having Reiki, but she goes, I just felt like something then just left me. And she's like, it was energy. And she said she felt lighter. She just felt a lot better in herself. But it's creating the space for this to do the work. Like I said before, we're humans. We are busy. We shove everything down, hoping it won't come back up, but then it manifests by the way of illness or anything else in our body, that it takes someone to hold a safe, energetic, healing space for you to feel and shift what we're holding on to. But that really stuck with me, because it just, like, I saw something as well in her body as she kind of like released and let go. And then to have, the cry afterwards, just, it was nice to actually hold space for her for that.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. I think that's, when you're in the right field and you're doing the right thing, is when you have to see people have those experiences and know they're going to, go off and just be in such a better place than they were before they came to you. Yeah. That's so.
I just do a little happy dance every time I get a message like, I slept so well, or I don't know what you did to me, but I feel amazing. I just love that. But I'm like, it's the person chose up to do the work as well. I just held space there by the way of energy. Like, the person chooses to show up and do that work as well. Because if you're very closed and not open to it, it's not going to work, because you're going to be like, nah. So the person that chooses to show up, to be open to wanting to try something new, to creating that loving space for them, I think that's beautiful for them to do that, because it takes courage sometimes if you're going through stuff.
Yeah, and I think women are scared to be vulnerable, right? I think there's a whole, it's very hard. We're in this, perfect world, and everyone's comparing themselves, and everything looks so great, and we all use filters and all that sort of stuff. So it can be scary to be vulnerable and to show, who, I guess, who you are to some, especially if you're going for a session that you don't even know the person. So uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and then when you have an experience after, you're like, oh.
I find the more I show up and either share my story, you'd probably find this too. Like the more you show up, share your story, share your vulnerability,
Yeah,
share like, what you've been through, that it creates others a safe space and safe voice for them to share. They know if they're going to show up in with you as a client or connect with you, that you, by us actually having a voice and having like that vulnerability, go, I'm going to share and be out there, gives others confidence and a voice. And yeah, I feel grateful to have a platform that I can do that on.
yeah, absolutely. And I think we need to do that more as women, is to share our vulnerability and show ourselves, our true selves, so that people feel comfortable and confident and they will want to do it for themselves, but also so they can realize that they're not alone. Like we've
Yes.
got our own stuff, and we're all working on it. We're all trying to, grow, as hopefully we're all trying to grow, and that there are women out there that are there to support you. And I think that's one of the biggest things, and that's one of my reasons why I love doing the retreats, because
Yeah.
you get a big group of women that don't know each other, and by the end of the retreat, just see the way that they support each other. It's just like some of the things that they say, I just sit there like mind blown, like, wow,
Yeah.
I don't even have to do anything. I just create space. These women just
Great
know how to,
space.
yeah, when they feel safe and as people start to show vulnerability, then they come together, and the support is amazing. And I think I've spent so many years without having that, and so I just loving the years of having it, and knowing that we as women can support each other and be vulnerable and show up to what we need to provide for other people, but also to accept that experience. If someone's providing it for us, be able to accept a really great experience that's going to benefit you as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I feel like for years I had terrible stories around women of, you know, I think because I've got two older brothers, so for me it was like, oh, I get along well with men better.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the story I'm telling, yeah, and then I didn't realize some of the stories I had around women and female. Like I've got some beautiful female relationships, but I don't know, there's just some underlying stuff there. And then when I started teaching yoga, oh no, sorry, teaching meditation at Soft Yoga, it was amazing. I was like, this has come into my life for a reason. Like I'm craving now women community and to have each other's back and creating that space. And now coming to your events as well, the Thursday night ones at the Flourish Centre, like there's just this little women's community.
I
And
know, right? I know.
it's just beautiful because you can be seen and you feel seen and heard in a safe space. And yeah, it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think the more that we can do as people out there that can help and serve people, the more we can do to help create those spaces
Yeah.
is awesome, is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I think that there's a huge need for it, because what I'm seeing is a lot of a lot of women that are needing to be strong and powerful, and I think that's great. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I like to think I'm strong and powerful too, but we kind of lose connection with that feminine part of ourselves, but also the community that we as women can provide. And I if you look right back to where we started, I mean, we started in that space of
Yeah.
women's gatherings and looking after
Yes.
the community and the aunties and godmothers and all that sort of stuff. And I
Yeah.
think we really need to get it back, because and I'm not trying to knock men, because I think men are awesome too, but yeah, I definitely had all that too, these weird stories about women, I think,
Yeah.
and I would clash with women easily as well. But thank God I don't really anymore.
Mm.
But I think that's also, I don't know, you can, yeah, make those connections and just see the amount of support and that can be provided. It's just awesome. And I just hope we can keep building on that. And yes, we do need to be powerful and strong, but if we can also find ways to be loving and caring and soft and slow as well. And, you know, I used to hear women say that when I first got into this area of meditation and you know, self-love and that 10 years ago, and I used to think, oh my gosh, you know, what are they talking about? And now I say stuff and I'm like, I can't, you know, like it's just, yeah.
It's having I think just a beautiful blend of both, of when you know you have to pull on it. So for me, probably 5+ years ago, I was very masculine. Felt like I had to be masculine to show up in my work, like very corporate, construction. And then at home, I was also very masculine, which I hated. And I was like, I had no feminine energy. And so for me, I'm needing to go back the other way. And I think that was also the journey to go rewrite the stories about the relationships I have with women. It was a relationship I had with myself. And what was that? And that just stemmed the journey of everything. Of it all came back to me and my self-love, my relationship. What are the tools in my tool belt? Like, what does that look like? And now I'm loving that it's just so much, everything's so much out there, with more out there and more educated. Like, people are looking for more.
Yeah.
Done in the past, just like, don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest advocate also for mental health psychologists. Like, I've been to them, like, everything I feel plays a part, but I feel now we're looking for more. So we want more out there to help us holistically, body, mind, soul, and emotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go to the doctor and pop a pill for that.
Yeah, 100%. And that's exactly, I think, why, I've got these women's health sessions groups, and why this community is so important to me, for that reason. And I do think that we underestimate the power, the influence and the support that we can provide other women. You know, we're too busy, you know, or what I hear a lot is this, you know, we're too busy, and when, you know, we're not looking for that, and then, or wanting to ask for help, and then realizing that there's so much out there for each other. So, and you don't need to be best friends with somebody to receive it. You can get that from people you don't even know, and or you've just met for the first time. I mean, I have those experiences all the time, and I still get surprised. Like, I just met you and I feel like I've known you forever.
I love that. Yes.
So yeah, I know, it's so funny, because I mean, sometimes you just gel with people, but that's what, you know, I think that's important, that we do keep providing these communities and these experiences, and knowing that there's things out there for us that is an appeal, that is something that we can go and do for our bodies and for our minds, that, you know, doesn't take, you know, a long time, and we can have quite a, you know, obviously nothing's instantly solved, but we can have such an experience that we can walk out of there with just, you know, being in such a better space than we were before that.
100%. And that's probably what stemmed, creating what I wanted to create, because like, things sometimes don't get miraculously just like fixed overnight. But if we can take a step in the right direction, and if I can create the space for my clients to have a better relationship with their body, mind, soul, and emotion, connect to themselves, actually stop and pause, look within and connect to yourself. And then really go shift that energy. So it's just grateful and blessed to be doing this. And for me, every Reiki treatment's different as well. So it's like, what's this one going to be?
I can relate to that. It's good though. It keeps it like interesting and fun, and so what's the plans for you for the future? Have you got anything that you're sort of planning, or you're just enjoying all the things that you've created so far? Because I know you've been quite creative with some new things that you've sort of been launching this year. Do you have sort of future plans of
so I've just launched new moon meditation. I'm doing that at Soft Yoga. So I'll be doing new moon meditation each month. I am going to be launching a meditation made easy program. So that will be, that's just where I'm formulating dates around that at the moment. And I'm opening more practitioner days for my Reiki treatments. So because I still work full time, and so this is my job around my full-time job, yeah, hopefully going to be doing a bit of an adjustment and can bring you some more days on. So that will be exciting for the future.
Yeah, that'd be good. So where's your Reiki? So if someone wants to see you for Reiki, where's that sort of done?
So I have treatment rooms at the Flourish Centre in Stirling, and I hire a room out there. So if you are wanting a treatment, you can just go onto my website, or you can go onto my Facebook or Instagram and just click on the link, and it brings up the days that I'm practicing, and you can book through there. If the days that I'm practicing in my treatments doesn't work with you, I also do offer home treatments for just a small travel fee. So that's something I started doing last year, just with a little bit of ease with towards the end of different COVID restrictions. So yeah, that's something. I've got a couple of pregnant ladies that see me, and it's just so much easier if I go to their house and set up the table and everything, and then they can just stay in the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes. So that's really good. So if home treatments work better for you, I do offer those as well.
Yeah. I like the sound of that. That sounds good. So what's the meditation thing that you were saying? Like was it a beginner's program?
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing a 4-week meditation made easy beginners program. So whether you've never meditated before or just starting off, it's going to be 4 weeks, and it's going to go through the pillars of how to actually learn and understand meditation. So we'll go through breathing in the first week. Second week will be progressive muscle relaxation, so getting your body out of fight or flight. Then the final 2 weeks, I'll break down different styles of meditation for you to try. So my guarantee is 100% you, by the end, you'll be meditating. And if you properly follow the program to the T. If I can have someone come to me for a day course and by the end they're meditating, like, give me 4 weeks and you'll be meditating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just exploring the dates of hopefully going to be launching that in the next couple of weeks. So I'm finalizing the dates of what it looks like. But it'll be a private Facebook group, access to me, meditations weekly, and like a workbook to follow for those 4 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Yeah, it's the thing about meditation, anyone can meditate, but sometimes you need to understand the best style of meditation for you.
Yeah.
So movement meditation might be your best style. So how do we enhance that by the way of your breathing and your muscles to get the best flow meditative state for you? If you're a really busy mum, like, how do we work with your schedule and put in something that's going to work for you? So what worked for me might not work for you. So we need to figure that out. So that's what the program really is like. It's making meditation easy, because hand on my heart, anyone can do it, but you need the right tools in place to set you up to succeed. So you need to understand how to breathe, how to relax your body, and then the styles of meditation that there is to best adapt it to your life.
Yeah, cool. I like the sound of that. You'll have to keep me updated, because that's good. Yeah.
If anyone, I guess if anyone is interested that is watching this, they can just drop into the comment box and I can connect with them. And I can add them to the list that I'll be sending out soon to, like, say it's going to be going live for the program.
Yeah. Why don't you also drop in the comments your Facebook page so people can find you as well. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow, sounds really good. And like, you've got lots of stuff going on, and you've got some plans for people to be able to do a bit more with you than just Reiki and meditation, which is awesome, but be able to have a bit more of that connection with you. Hopefully we can get you doing it full time.
Yes, that is the eventual goal.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it, got to take the bullet and just do it. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. And definitely pop in the comments some of your links for your Facebook and my thing keeps blurring, your Facebook and your Instagram, so that people can go and stalk you and check you out. And
I connect back with everyone. That's like a massive thing of mine. If you want to, like, shoot me any messages, or if you have any questions, please connect, because I'm here to help. I offer as much as free advice as I can.
Oh, that's awesome. It's there's not everybody does that, so it's good when you hear that as well, because I know how much work it is when people message you asking questions and stuff. So especially with all the platforms we have, you can get messages all over the place and you're like, yeah, thank you so much for tonight. Really appreciate it. If somebody wanted to book in with you, is that easy to do? Is it through the Facebook, is it?
I will put my Instagram and Facebook on there, and I'll do my website. It's just go onto my services and then book.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
It's like 3 clicks and you can book.
I might go check you out tonight.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Thank you so much. Really appreciated it. And everybody else, hopefully I will see you all next Tuesday night. Who am I chatting with next Tuesday night? Let me double check. Oh, I'm chatting with my friend Deborah Oxby, the relationship specialist. Woohoo! So exciting. So she came and was one of the speakers at the retreat. Everyone loved her session, so that'll be awesome. So I'll see you all next Tuesday night, 7:30. You'll find us here live in the Facebook group. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, and thank you so much, Kirsty. I loved chatting with you tonight. It was awesome.
Me too. It was awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Cool. See ya.